I just want to say that it's an absolute disgrace to see so many neo-Nazi activists marching in the streets of Paris during a time meant for marching against violence toward women.
Hello everyone, right behind me you have the Nemesis group. We're going to join them because today they're going to take part in the annual feminist demonstration, each one of us. They were allowed, like the others, to take part in this demonstration. We're going to check it out together, let's go. Anyway, there's a beautiful French flag over there.
It's magnificent, it's huge.
Yeah, it's flying beautifully. Hello?
Hello?
We meet again 1 year later. How have things changed?
Not for the better, as we've seen. The case of femicide on November 20th and the situation of women in general.
Public transportation safety is finally being discussed, but there are still no results or proposals.
But no, women's safety is still at risk.
You personally, are you? Do you feel at risk? Honestly?
Let's be honest, I live in Paris. I take the subway every day. I can't always afford to pay for a taxi or an Uber for work or to meet friends.
It's the subway in RER, and yeah, we see some people and don't feel safe. Really, some shady guys. Just last week I took the subway. I had a party not far away near République.
But you should see the people in the subway.
The guy must have been on something.
And yeah, we were all there trying to move to get somewhere else or change cars when we could.
It's not normal, the insecurity, and it's real. Paris, really, and it's not normal.
So I'm here again this year to speak out against it and to ask for action. At some point, we can't keep going like this.
Even you sometimes feel it in public?
Of course.
We want a concrete example.
I live in Lyon.
Especially at night, when I come home late, I usually have men accompany me to get home.
To make sure I don't get attacked.
For example, I was once followed home.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
By what kind of profile? Let's say it as it is.
You want us to say it? Well, someone of North African origin.
Oh yeah, alright.
It's not about that. It's about...
That all women in every case must be safe, and we shouldn't,
Have to worry about our safety.
Every day and night when we come home, we should feel at ease and clear-minded without worrying about that.
But we don't want you in this protest, that's the truth.
The left, in any case, doesn't want us.
Yeah, but this is a left-wing protest.
We are feminists, so yes, people will say we're more on the right, that's true, but we defend all women.
Really, and we talk about all cases, unlike the left-wing feminists who are here.
If it's a white man over 50, maybe they won't talk about it much. We talk about everything.
Whether it's the father who rapes his daughter, or the young woman who is assaulted by a migrant under a deportation order, we talk about it.
Do you think they ignore migrants under a deportation order?
No, they don't want to talk about it.
By the way, you can see it. I saw some disgusting posts on Insta about Claire Geronimi, who was raped by a migrant under a deportation order.
They went after her. Although Claire is a victim, she still needs protection like all victims. She has the right to speak, express anger, and be involved in politics. As victims, our first and most important right is justified.
Our duty as feminists is to protect them and to make their voices heard. All their voices.
She would say a man assaulted Claire, not a migrant under a deportation order.
That's really just an ideological lens.
Yes, we agree, it's a man.
It wasn't a woman who attacked her, but it was a man who, on top of that, is a migrant under a deportation order.
Which means that, according to the law, he shouldn't have been here at all. He should never have crossed Claire's path. We actually go all the way to the root of the problem.
We don't generalize all men like they sometimes do. Instead, we fight alongside men.
There are a few here. We have supporters. We really go for it. We really describe the person. He's a man, but more importantly, a migrant under a deportation order.
Hello?
Hello.
And what are you doing here?
It's important to come and support feminists, especially to support people who care about feminism in France, and also an uninhibited feminism, and without left-wing feminism. This approach overlooks people, victims and aggressors in order to forgive in a certain way.
Oh really? You think that left-wing feminists only see part of the reality of women's situation?
No, I think they see everything, but they choose to deliberately ignore a certain part. That's not what the Nemesis collective does. They focus on defending all women as a whole.
And to denounce all aggressors, whoever they are?
Exactly, to denounce all aggressors, whoever they are, and to know how to stir things up. That world defended a certain right thinking for too long, which stopped real defense of women.
You're here to support because this resonates with you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you actually feel like a feminist?
Of course, feminism is about wanting gender equality. It's normal to want that, especially in 2025, but to want it in a real, concrete way. And not just because it looks good on social media and feels good on Twitter.
What do you think is the main threat to women in France today?
There are several threats today, as we can now see. There is already an overrepresentation of immigration in part, and especially of certain types of crimes that have increased, that have exploded. Women face insecurity in public transport, rising crime, assaults, and even on the street. Now, they can't feel safe anywhere. So it's important, at least, that we speed things up on this, and above all, that we provide greater protection for women and for anyone who wants to be able to walk peacefully in our beautiful country.
We can see that they're well protected here. The meeting point is really well secured. There are riot police at every entrance.
Leftists on their knees. Nemesis, stand up.
Leftists on their knees. Nemesis, stand up.
What happened?
Today, 200 activists are here protesting because it's the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. We have these far-left activists who are very violent and attack the police. By the way, they tried to throw eggs at us, insult us, and say that Nemesis is not feminist, except that actually they don't want us to protest, even though we're a victims association. And really, we just want to be able to make our demands. We're all peaceful. Look, French flag, Nemesis flag. There you go. The camp of evil.
Did they already attack there?
Yeah, look, there are people on the ground.
Wait, I'll go check it out. Over there, slowly, there you go.
Come on, perfect.
They're resisting there. Actually, they're resisting. So it gives the impression that the cops are rough, but it's him who's resisting. There are actually antifas around. Here you can clearly see the technique is to resist. Not at all. Cooperate with the police. Here we clearly see the CRS unit blocking a square entrance to protect the Nemesis from leftist attacks. What just happened?
The CRS made a very, very clean arrest of the first Antifas, the far left, who came to disrupt the Nemesis, who wanted to throw, I think it was tear gas and all.
And so the CRS just made them back up. They arrested them. It was done very cleanly, and they backed off.
There was about 20 of them.
About 20 Antifas?
Yeah, about 20. There were a few women, 2 or 3 guys, and one already known to the police.
But it was done very cleanly. That's where you see that the police interventions are very clean. When we film on our side, you see that there's no overflow at all.
They followed protocol, surrounded them, made them back up, and arrested 3 people.
I saw that. Wow, there are more Nemesis than last year. There, you can see that they are... I'd estimate maybe 200 or 300, but it's hard to say for sure. I don't know. I would like to know why you are here.
I don't know if we're allowed to talk.
Come on, it's Vincent Lapierre. Just run.
With me?
No, but apparently we have to.
For your children. That's an interesting answer.
So that we can, when they grow up, so that we can tell them that we did everything we could to defend France, the country we want to leave to them.
You didn't stay silent. You didn't do nothing in front of what you see.
No,
It's a message for the future generation, right?
I think everyone should do as much as they can, whether it's giving time or things. But sometimes just being there shows that there are several of us who think the same way, and that it's not just people staying at home and flipping through channels, just thinking it in their heads, not saying anything and not showing to others, to the world. Many people believe France isn't what it once was.
I'm going to speak to Frontier's new journalist, Yona, new addition to Frontier.
Hello, I'm authorized to speak. I hope you're doing well. You saw the little clash with the Antifas? Our first fan club who came. One of them got taken down and so on. Actually, what gets me is that these people are going to cry about police violence. If they had cooperated from the start, they wouldn't have needed to be removed by force. It's a bit violent.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. It's chill, good vibes. We've got music, coffee, and lots of French flags.
How has Besançon changed?
In Besançon, I still can't go out alone at night, but the students have come back. It's much louder than when you came. There are more people in the city, but that also means more antifas. For me, it's just more hassle. I'm recognized and regularly insulted. Just 2 weeks ago, I went out with friends. Some people still recognize and congratulate me. Thank you. If you're watching this, you saw Vincent's video. Many people stop me because of your video. They love you. The Byzantines support Vincent Lapierre, but insecurity is still the same. Avoid certain neighborhoods. I once walked through a really sketchy street I usually avoid and paid the price. Because you get whistled at, insulted in languages you don't understand, words you don't understand. So yeah, you know, wesh miss, you're pretty, bismillah, I don't even know. That's the routine, really, in France. But at the same time, well, that's how it is. A little overview of Besançon.
And today, what's the keyword, the slogan of this demonstration?
That's tough. We have many slogans. I like this phrase because it sums up our fight. A French person in prison, foreigners on the plane. I would say that's one of my slogans, one of the slogans I prefer. It shows we're in a feminism that addresses all violence against women. That we want tougher justice for our rapists, our Frenchmen, who are already far too many, and that we would like to manage to keep them in prison with sanctions that are, how can I say, acceptable. And on top of that, expulsion of foreigners. Put them on a plane, we don't want them here. People who come here to rape our women, sisters, and daughters should be expelled. But that's not happening. That's what we're denouncing today. Feminism, violence against women, sorry, all violence against women, violence for all women. Cut that. No, that's not what I meant.
That's the real heart of it.
I'm actually quite short and sitting on a bench right now, otherwise I'd be over there. We can't stand seeing young girls, seeing little girls being raped by people under deportation orders who should never have been on our territory. Because we don't accept today that French rapists get 4 years, sometimes with a suspended sentence like the one I just heard about. We do not accept this. There are victims among us whose husbands were not convicted because today we have a justice system that is too lenient.
I am Egyptian. I am not just of Egyptian origin. I am truly 100% Egyptian.
I am an activist with Nemesis, and I just want to emphasize that feminism, it's not about hating men or being a Nemesis activist and hating immigrants or any of that propaganda. But above all, it's a fight against misogyny. Misogyny, no matter what form it takes, who commits it. But above all, when we notice a pattern, we have to stop it. And we have to respect this country. We have to respect the culture. We have to respect its values. And if I'm here today, it's to fight against all that.
And it's also to show my love and my admiration for this country that welcomed me just as it welcomed others.
I made the choice to respect it and to work, to study here. I pay my taxes, there's no problem. I'm also proud to be Egyptian, but I didn't make the same choices that others did.
Like what, for example?
I won't make stereotypes because that's not what we're about. But actually, as a young woman, I speak Arabic. For example, I hear comments that aren't the most appropriate when I'm walking and speaking Arabic in the street from Arabic-speaking people, for example. I think it's a shame. I also think it's a shame that there are certain profiles that commit the majority of crimes, you could say. And it's mostly about talking about other countries and so on. To fight against causes that aren't even French or European. If we're here in France, it's to respect the country, it's to defend it, especially because it welcomed us. And that's the least we can do.
I don't know anymore. I saw 15,000, between 15,000 and 20,000 Nazis who, yes, call themselves Antifa, but I translated it.
Ah, so you're aware of what's going on?
There you have it. They left the square and are gone.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, we'll see about that. What an atmosphere! What an atmosphere in France!
Well, yes.
Surprising. The Nemesis procession is about to begin. Let's say this group of riot police will surround them, so it's being fueled by the girls who are currently in the square over there. There you go. Let's move ahead to check what's happening outside the frame. Éclat de Femmes. All right, Éclat de Femmes is in front of the Nemesis procession. Okay, is everything all right? Is everything going well, Claire?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a shame we're not over there too, but it's okay.
Yeah, because the procession has left. You're a bit far away.
Yes, we asked to be there too, but they refused. I think there are the Nemesis and Nous Vivrons who... We're a bit secluded, our three associations. It's a bit of a shame, but well, it's for our safety, so... There you go.
But at least you're taking part in the parade.
Yeah, the idea was really to take part.
There aren't many of us since we've only been here a year, but at least we're here. We support women affected by assault, and that's what matters most to us.
Éclat de Femmes. How can we assist you, Claire?
Well, support the association, whether it's advocating with us, helping women victims, or also...
For support in other ways, we also really like to help women, including financially, to rebuild their lives.
Right now, we've actually created a fundraising campaign that's still available for 3 more days, to help a woman victim who needs to rebuild her life, to find an apartment so she can move on afterwards.
And for us, that's really our goal and our mission.
That's what you do at Éclat de Femmes. You help women victims in practical ways?
Exactly, we help women victims, all of them, all the victims. Because unfortunately there are other organizations that sort people out. But in our case, we really help all women victims.
There are domestic violence cases, street assaults, and many other profiles.
And the idea is to support them from filing a complaint all the way to the trial. And we have a legal and psychological team for that, that's it.
And to give you some numbers, today, in just 1 year, we've already supported more than 250 women. So that's a lot, but at the same time, it's not enough.
We also need to grow more.
And to be there and to be present, to help all these women and to raise our voices, to show that we exist too.
That's it.
Courage to you, Claire. Wow! Okay, now it's starting. So here we have Éclat de Femmes, and over there we have Nemesis, and they're well secured. But for Éclat de Femmes, it's different. They don't have riot police with them. But over there, attacking the Nemesis is impossible. There are a lot more of them than last year, a lot more. Maybe 5 times more, 10 times more. There are a lot of them. There are so many of them. Look. There might be 500 of them. It's hard to estimate, but there are really a lot. Look, there's a sign on Quatenens. Adrian Quatenens convicted of domestic violence, the righteous camp. Hello, miss.
You are fascists. Sorry, no, excuse me, I really don't want to be filmed.
No problem, thank you.
I'm just very angry about this kind of protest.
Off camera, if you want, you can talk.
Well...
Tell me, why do you call them fascists?
Well, I don't necessarily want to be named, but in any case, I think they haven't quite understood the history of France. It's a shame people think immigration is France's problem today, when that's not the real issue. It's more about repressive policies and strict economic policies. I feel they don't understand, which makes me sad to see people protesting for that. That's it.
They're against immigration, but does that make them fascists? That's the question.
Well, I think there are a lot of people. Yes, because actually they're against differences.
I'm not sure about that. Do you want us to go talk to them together?
No, it's okay, thank you.
That's a shame.
No, it's okay, thank you.
There are Nous Toutes activists nearby warning bystanders not to listen.
The Nemesis activists, it's crazy. They're doing ideological prevention. League of Human Rights. Me, it's my YouTube channel. Vincent Lapierre?
No, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
And you?
We are feminists.
All right, that's good. You have the right. It's her. She's warning the people around. Look at the Statue of the Republic. It's a whole symbol. It's true that the symbol of the Republic is a woman. In France, the Republic is essentially feminist. Marianne, our bodies in the land aren't territories to conquer. The procession of Nous Toutes, I can't even see it. I don't even know where the procession is now. But here, you can't be naive. We're surrounded by Antifa who are watching like that guy over there with his hood and mask. Typically, that's someone just checking things out, absolutely. The Human Rights League members are also leftists. With a white vest, you know. They're all there, more or less, to observe what's happening, possibly to alert the Antifas. Jordan doesn't joke around, you know, he's going for it. It reminds me of myself in my younger years. They're extremely secure. Look, there's a line of riot police in front, a line of riot police on the sides. Double line of riot police because there's one here and one there. That doesn't stop them from being hit by thrown objects. So how are you?
I'm good. And you? It's nice to see.
Your bike video went viral, right?
I know, it's cool. I love it. It's my first time seeing you. It's cool.
So how's it going today?
Today, my brother and I helped with the girls for the staff. Since he runs an event planning company, we provided the tables, coffee, and more.
Why do you support them?
Because they're the only real feminists in France. For me, they're the only ones who support everyone.
I actually ran into some feminists earlier who were hostile to Nemesis. And they told me, us, we are feminists. So the feminists from Nous Toutes, they claim to be feminists.
They're feminists, but they don't support everyone. So they're feminists in a sense.
Yeah, but not like Nemesis. Nemesis is fully feminist and supports all women.
Shit. Leftists, accomplices of what?
Leftists, accomplices to massive immigration, which, as we know today, is linked to women's insecurity. Quite simply.
That doesn't seem to be very well understood.
No. Well, they have a bit of trouble realizing that their ideology actually causes many victims every year. That's it. Today, we're here to remind them and support women's safety by denouncing all violence against women. And among this violence, there are some that are committed. Because leftists today are allowing mass immigration into France, which harms women. 60% of assaults on Paris public transportation are by foreigners. Today we need to question immigration and its effect on women. And unfortunately, the far left never questions its stance on immigration, quite simply because they put their anti-racism before their feminism.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to support the cause of Nemesis.
So the Coca d'étudiante is involved in the feminist struggle?
We often see accusations of foreigners being involved in rape, sexual offenses, harassment, and incidents on public transportation. We believe we have a rightful place in this march to denounce violence against women.
These cases mostly involve foreigners, often in irregular situations.
So the feminists from Nous Toutes, who are here shouting fascists, would say that it's men who do that. These are not OQTFs, they are essentially men.
We can analyze which category of men is most represented, and we'll see that's true.
Massively importing people from cultures that do not have the same respect for women, who do not have the same view of women in France without assimilating them, leads to sexual assaults, harassment, and abuse.
And above all, look at the status of women in certain neighborhoods.
Ask any woman if she would wear a skirt at Porte de la Chapelle, at La Guillotière, or in any neighborhood targeted for Republican reconquest.
You'll see that's true. France's current problem is immigration.
The procession Nous Toutes is over there. Look, get out, fascists! There's a counter-protest. Nemesis is on the sides using guerrilla tactics. Well, that's a small group of riot police pushing away those who want to disrupt the Nemesis procession protest, but honestly, I think they're everywhere. Look, they're pushing them away, Bomb! On the side, damn, that's beautiful, this shot. Look at that, Thomas. You who have to see to believe, look at this shot. The French flag, Marianne, the Nemesis. It's a shame there has to be a line of CRS so they can protest peacefully, but that's France in 2025.
You are a very brave man.
Thank you, my dear sir.
I'm listening to you. Sometimes, from time to time, you have a lot of courage.
Thank you, sir.
I don't always agree with your ideas, but you're brave.
That's democracy.
Those girls, they're really courageous.
So, what do you think about what you see in front of you?
It's pathetic. They should be allowed to protest, even if we disagree. I'll admit, in college, I had a strong leftist reputation, but when I met with classmates from uni, we'd argue a bit from time to time. We talked, we shook hands, there was no problem. We didn't fight. And that was 40 years ago now. Now, it's pathetic. I think those girls are very brave.
Maybe the Human Rights League is trying to catch police violence. Actually, what is considered police violence is, in my opinion, that's what they want. Hijab, burqa, we don't want that. That's a slogan you wouldn't hear with Nustute.
Vincent, I want to greet you.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
The little GoPro that works well, right?
Well, yeah, we're smaller, so we use smaller equipment.
No, GoPro is good. Are you doing a story?
Yeah, we're trying. What's the channel? My channel is Percival Le Gaulois on Instagram.
Timmy Sotrek on YouTube.
So he's on YouTube, I'm on Instagram.
Great. Subscribe to their channel.
It's interesting, Vincent, because you see, us right-wing journalists, we go to left-wing protests, but we can't last 30 seconds. We have an extreme left-wing journalist here.
Yeah, which media outlet is it?
Extreme left-wing. Independent journalist from the extreme left, but it's going very well.
Oh yeah, no problem. You're even welcome here, ma'am.
It shows the difference between how right-wing journalists are received at left-wing protests and how far-left journalists are received at right-wing protests.
It's going really well, you know?
Just over there, you and I couldn't even set foot there, for sure.
We'd get our throats slit in 30 seconds.
I'd really like to be welcomed in those far-left protests, you know?
Well, yeah, no, but that's not the case. They hit us over there. I don't know why, actually. I didn't get it.
We got an education, right?
Alice, is everything going well?
It's going much better than last year when things were complicated. Because we had spent hours stuck in a park or even stuck in the street. And now, honestly, we're starting to make good progress. So that's cool.
And no, it's okay. You're relatively close to the procession. You're good, right?
We're good, but it seems the procession is much smaller than in past years.
Whereas there are more of you.
Yeah, and we're having a blast, which is an interesting symbol.
And otherwise, how are you? There haven't been any, for now, any assaults?
No, not yet. However, the police were very afraid of guys with knives in our procession, not from our supporters, but from guys who had infiltrated the procession exactly. So there was a whole screening process beforehand, and you can see it too. On the sidewalk, there are a lot fewer people than usual. You can tell they did a big sweep on the side to avoid any problems.
All right, okay, look, over there. Yeah, actually, there are leftists there all the time, really, look. There are footage coming out from everywhere over there. The interesting part is the looks and frequent stare-downs at this protest. Actually, there are people circling around who are clearly pretty hostile, and they're watching, you know, like this. There's still a good atmosphere, though. They're singing and dancing. That's fascism 2.0. Ah, what's going on over there? What's going on?
I got sprayed with water again, this time by an old lady.
She disliked that I mentioned Raphael Arnault threatening her with a bullet to the head.
So instead of answering, she threw water at me. Typical, right? Charlie's taking our picture now.
Oh yeah, but he was here last year too, Charlie, but Charlie...
Actually, I just showed you the demonstration.
He had a video. I see you.
You take the camera, there was something, the evacuation of the pastry shop.
Oh yes, we grabbed the camera. I took the video.
Oh yes, that's you.
I don't remember who. Someone took the video from me.
Oh, you were filming from above like that, right?
No, I was filming over there. Someone stole my video.
Okay.
It's bad to steal videos.
Well, whose video did I steal?
Mine. There, that's it.
Actually, he filmed when someone tried to steal my camera. Oh, no. What shocks him isn't the attempted theft of my camera, but that I used his video in mine to show it. That's what surprises him. But the fact that there are people who steal other people's cameras, that's totally normal. I shouldn't use his video as an example. Video that he took by chance. Leftists are amazing. They see the world upside down way. It's impressive. In terms of values, he should think as a reasonable person. Someone tried to steal his camera, which was wrong, but I was there to film. And yes, of course, you have to illustrate that because it's wrong, so you have to show the bad things. Unfortunately, I was there to film. And well done, Vincent, for using my video, because that's what needed to be done. Besides, if someone had tried to steal his camera and I was filming, he could have used my video. I would have been pleased about it. To be useful for something, to be useful for that, to help identify thieves. Not him. The world is upside down, yet everything is fine. Leftist values are quite strange. Hello? Are you, Frontier? No. Ah, because you know. Me, I'm Vincent Lapierre.
Well, yes, we know you from the networks and all.
Those are the feminists from Nous Toutes. So that's the main group, and those are the Nemesis.
Seems really Jewish over there because they all have Jewish banners.
That's interesting. Why fascists?
Because they link everything to immigration, actually. Whereas in itself, you shouldn't link that.
Basically, because earlier when we passed by, we understood that it was a march for women, and what bothered us is that actually they kind of diverted the subject a little, where actually they create "Free Us from Immigration." I agree with their sign, right? Okay, no.
But I understand the idea that they're saying there are rapes committed by people from immigration.
But actually, they're only focused on immigration. Like, actually, it's just immigrants for them, even though that's not really the case.
Because they compensate for others not mentioning it. For example, Claire Geronimi was attacked by someone under a deportation order, meaning they shouldn't have been in France. Well, Claire Geronimi, they're the only ones.
Defending her?
Who defends her while others didn't want to talk about it?
Why not defend all women in general?
Yes, well, that's what they're doing, they are.
But they're still more focused on immigration, though.
No, it's the French rapists in prison, the foreigners on the plane. That's their message. We don't need to add people from, for example, Afghanistan who don't share the French view of women.
I agree with that.
And who well, as a result, who might potentially assault French women, even though they shouldn't even be here in the first place.
So to you, we should exclude foreign rapists, so those who don't have papers, and the potential foreign rapists, so people who didn't assault anyone.
You used the term potential. The problem is these guys coming from Afghanistan
don't have the same view of women.
Well, obviously, that's obvious. So
why is it obvious according to you?
Well, go in Afghanistan and you'll see. Well, it's true that it's a country, women, they don't have the right to express themselves. They don't have the right to show their faces. They don't have the right to, it's tough, really.
Yeah, but still, when we talk about immigration here, we're in France. How many countries are there in the world? There are 256, I think, so we're talking about a lot. We're including the other 250 countries.
When we say free us from immigration, we mean Italians, Spaniards, and others. For me, that's just too general. And only directed toward immigration, while rapists in France, they're not only immigrants. It's true that what bothers me is they often twist the numbers a bit on their side by saying that most rapists are foreigners, when in reality that's not true.
In public transportation, yes.
But that's a different context. I think the North has less immigration than the Paris region. I'm not sure if it's due to immigration or the areas with less immigration, but there's less violence. It's true that we should look at the numbers more closely. But anyway, their idea is that you shouldn't add more. That's the thing, it's that we already have some in France, there's no need to add more. By not deporting guys who are under a deportation order and then go on to commit rape. Like, for example, in the Philippines case.
Yes, I agree. But once they're under a deportation order, they should leave France immediately. That's really the debate for me.
For me, it's a bit wrong. Because they're showing that there are people who honestly have no business being in France who are just nonsense, really?
So why focus only on immigration? I don't get it, because
the others never mention it. I think it's just compensation. Because over there, actually, they're considered fascists for saying that.
Also, I think women there experience it more generally than here.
For them, it's more about generalization and focusing on everyone rather than just themselves.
So they will say the opposite. They will say, no, we talk about everyone. They don't mention OQTFs or foreign rapists. They discuss French and foreign rapists, but they only focus on white French rapists. And because they're afraid, actually, they're afraid of being called racist. If they say, oh, a black guy stole something, oh, right away, it's fascist. But actually, what? No, it exists, and they discuss it. That's the idea.
Few people speak up. Some extremists refuse to discuss black people and Arabs.
Some will say we need to talk about it, but we can also find common ground.
They say we need to talk about it, we need to talk about everyone. That's what history is.
That's still where they stand? Well, their main point...
Guys, this is set theory. It's math. They include everything, while they only include parts of it. That's the point.
I get it. Can I use too? You mean they add what they don't mention?
Yeah, that's it. That's the idea. That's it.
But then their protest, if we say that actually they're only talking about immigration, there it's only immigration signs?
Still, on the main thing, it's French rapists.
The big sign. But otherwise the small signs are just things about immigration. And that's what I find unfortunate, actually, because are they really representing all women here? Because, I mean, there are plenty of women who are raped by French men.
I hear you. That's a valid criticism, no problem. But does that make them fascists, though? You see, that's the thing, too. It's that...
Depends which ones, since fascists are everywhere, honestly.
But wait, what is a fascist? Australia regulates immigration. To go there, you need money in your bank account and proof of a permanent job. It's really regulated. Does that make it a fascist country?
No, not at all.
Is there less rape in Australia?
I'm not sure. They do regulate immigration much more, but does that make it fascist? China, Japan. Listen, Japan is highly regulated. You can't just go. It's impossible. You must respect the Japanese and their culture. Does that make them fascists?
But is Japan really like us? We're still a very immigrant country, unlike Japan, for example.
Jobs like garbage collection aren't done by black or Arab workers, while in France, it's the vast majority.
I'm surprised that garbage collectors are black and Arab. Why do we bring in people from other places to collect trash? I see the pro-immigration discourse as colonialist and overly paternalistic. We're going to bring in black people because the poor guys have nothing to do in their own countries, so we make them empty our trash. Sorry, but to me, that's wrong. Based on my values and as someone from an immigrant background, well, that was great. Did you see the discussion? See, when we can have a conversation, it's always positive. That's for sure. There's a pretty Nemesis fascists. With the slogan style that Marguerite Stern imposed. Hello, sir. Yeah, he said we were the fascists, but really that's all they've got. That's all they ever say. Fascist, fascist, fascist. We're going to go inside the march now. Hello, how is this protest going?
With joy, in good spirits, without losing sight of our goal. That's why we're here today.
What do you mean?
To denounce all violence against women.
All of them, every single one, no exceptions?
Without forgetting any.
So I spoke with people who are outside the protest, who are watching you. They said it's a shame we can't listen to their message because it's too focused on immigration. That's what I was told. How would you respond?
That it's a bit of an easy argument.
Why? We condemn all violence against women, regardless of the aggressor's origin. You include everyone, but to you, Nous tous forgets omits a part of rapists.
Absolutely, they forget.
Yes, but why? Do they forget on purpose or not? Why?
Afterwards, denial makes it hard to know.
So according to them, if we listen to them, it's out of a concern for not stigmatizing, except they're missing a big part of the problem though.
Complicit leftists, hijab burqa, we don't want it. Hijab burqa, we don't want it.
The Cross of Lorraine. Look at the Cross of Lorraine, Free France. That's the symbol of the Gaulists. Second World War. Look, they completely tagged the bus shelter. Well done, lesbians. Burn patriarchy. Burn the patriarchy, woman, life, freedom. Patriarch, poop. Patriarch, poop. So, what always surprises me about feminists, like all of us, is that obviously they denounce the patriarchy. But they should read the Quran. Maybe they would see something that looks like patriarchy in the Quran.
It would be interesting if they had the experience.
The misogynists, they're in the soup. We believe you. No Claire Geronimi, apparently. Look, they tagged the store over there, save a trans, burn a fascist. This crazy thing, it's basically a call to murder. Those attached to France since FAF, meaning France for the French, are people loyal to France. So it's save a trans and burn someone who's attached to France, right? Hello, ma'am.
No, no, no.
And why?
We have to defend all women from the right and the left.
Ah, yes, yes, they defend all women, all women. Ah, all women, they defend all women, all of them, even you.
Me first, I don't need to be defended. I don't need it. I defend myself on my own.
I see that you defend yourself on your own.
No, because I need it for DIY.
All right, okay. It can also be used to hit fascists. Do you think those people are fascists?
No, it's just the truth, that's all.
Hello, sir. What are your thoughts on the slogans being chanted?
It's wonderful, sir. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yes, I am an immigrant and I totally support your ideas and your activities 100%. It's wonderful.
Incredible, incredible. And why is that? Because there are a lot of people who think they're fascists?
No, that's not true.
They love France, their country, so they're absolutely right. It's wonderful. I totally support your ideas, your activities 100%, sir. Incredible. And I'm an immigrant too.
And where are you from?
From Iran, a country where the majority are born Muslim. But because we're not exactly Muslims, we're born Muslim. We can't change.
Indeed, you don't have the right to change?
No, we can't.
Under penalty of death if you change?
Exactly, that's it.
And you're ruled by an Ayatollah?
Yes, but the Ayatollah is truly a theocracy.
Muslim?
But your ideas, they're totally legit and it's wonderful.
And you can't talk about Iran, can you?
No, I'm a political refugee here.
You don't want to talk about Iran?
No, I can't because I was a journalist there. I was imprisoned in my country because of my activities.
Discussing Iran could be dangerous.
Yes, I can't.
That's where we are, that's our situation. Exactly, it's crazy.
Exactly, and what do you think? And I am grateful to France for protecting me, for giving me political asylum and everything.
When you see Islam progressing in France, from your Iranian perspective, what do you say? What do you think about that?
It's really dangerous. Islam is a religion of terror. It's a radical religion. France is not an Islamic country. It's a secular country. It's a Christian country. So no, Islam is not for France.
What might happen if Islam ruled France? For those who don't know Iran, for those who don't know Afghanistan.
In the end, it would be a country like Afghanistan, like Saudi Arabia.
And what do women's rights look like in those countries?
Just look at Afghanistan now, and France could be a country like Afghanistan one day. If it doesn't stop Islam, that's how it is. And I was born a Muslim. But that's the truth. You always have to tell the truth.
They're going to start. Apparently they're gathering over there. And now they're taking off. Here we see a feminist Antifa slogan tagged on the ground, which city services will need to remove at our expense. At least we know where some of our taxes go, but yeah, they tagged all along here. It's really over the top. Nemesis fascist, courtier, get out, bam. We'll never know why Nemesis are fascists, but it's just a minor detail. Night is falling, and the procession got stuck at the exit of République, knowing that République is the starting point of the demonstration. All of us then. Actually, it's crazy, but here, the Nemesis are done without putting up a fight. What's going on? Why are they stuck?
I think there's a group of Antifa over there. They don't want to let us move forward as long as they're there. Because even, you see, the march hasn't moved for an hour. So it's supposed to help us move forward. If it's to stick it to them.
All right, it's Antifa. How do you know? Did you get info? How?
The police?
Okay. How many are they? You don't know?
About 15.
Okay. Ah, that's why the Brav is gone.
They're afraid they'll come around the sides to get us, you know?
Okay, I see.
Because as long as we go, as long as we have a street, there's no... They can't fight us.
Okay, I understand.
They're going around?
Okay, I understand better now. It's moving forward. Come on, let's go. Nemesis fascists? That's fun fascism. Look! One bullet, one fascist. You got that one?
The project is hostile.
So, earlier it was burn the fascists, now it's a bullet for the fascists. Reminder, FAF stands for France for the French, similar to Congo for the Congolese, China for the Chinese, or Japan for the Japanese. France for the French, period. It's the leftists. They leave messages for the Nemesis as they pass, and then the Nemesis play with them. That's huge. It's indirect communication. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't know what it's about.
They are right-wing feminists.
That's why there's the French flag. They've claimed it.
What do you mean?
As soon as we see a flag now, we think of the National Front, even though that's not normal.
So actually, their idea is to talk about all the violence against women, including those committed by OQTFs, for example, immigrants, etc.
So it's really far right.
We saw it and it felt off. Yes, you noticed it right away.
Look, you see? Do you hear the Marseillaise?
That's a signature. It's sad because the Marseillaise doesn't belong to the far right. It's France.
You can't call the French Revolution far right, right? The French flag, the Marseillaise, and the French nation aren't far right.
Fortunately.
I'm thinking about it now, as usual, but also after. It's not her claiming the French flag, it's the left that abandoned and disrespects it. That's how it is. She hates them. Night is truly falling now and it's cold. The Nemesis move further down the avenue, which connects Place de la République and Place de la Nation. If they have to go to Place de la Nation, it'll take a while. So I have doubts. Hello, ma'am. There are projectiles. Step aside. What did they throw? Apparently a trash can. So here, speaking of violence against women, the guys are throwing a trash can at the Nemesis. They claim to be feminists. It's crazy. Look at this marvel, Thomas. This church is a marvel. What's wild about Paris is you walk around, turn your head and see this. It's truly the greatest treasure. People often say you only target Eastern foreigners. Is that true?
In short, French attackers go to prison, foreign attackers are put on a plane. That's clear.
We don't just target foreigners. We're highlighting that foreigners are overrepresented in street sexual and sexist violence.
And for those people, it's prison first, and then on a plane.
For French offenders, it's prison immediately.
And heavy sentences, not just lenient ones where the person gets out after a short reduction. We want heavy sentences.
No, we're not only targeting foreigners.
Because that's what the left thinks. They think you're targeting foreigners out of racism, actually.
But they like to say that to discredit us, to discredit what we're saying, but that's not what we're saying. And if they looked at our website, our social media, etc., they would see that we do comprehensive media monitoring. Everyone.
It just serves to discredit us.
They don't dare because, like us, some think this way but won't act on it.
Because of political correctness, the media and so on.
And because they don't dare to do it? They're afraid of our message. They're afraid it will discredit their way of thinking. They'd rather attack us and label us as racists.
Even though that's not the case?
What does this mean for France's future, in your view?
If it keeps going like this? That we have so many cases like Philippine, like Lola. Even just here, it's the 10-year anniversary of the Bataclan.
And as many media outlets were saying, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in 10 years. It's worse. There have even been attacks that were foiled. Proof that the Islamist threat hasn't gone away, and the insecurity in the streets hasn't gone away at all. And it's getting worse.
So, where's France headed if this keeps going on?
If there isn't a government that takes responsibility and has a stricter immigration policy, we're in trouble. And we'll have other Lola, we'll have other Philippine, we'll have other Axel, we'll have other Laura and Maureen, we'll have more of them.
That's the Nemesis demonstration, as if you were there. Surrounded by the police. Look there, you have a good view there. It's a kind of counter-demonstration by the Nemesis group. They're making noise, they've got drums, they're not messing around. Oh, this sign is interesting. Sébastien Delogue, convicted of aggravated assault, the so-called good side. I forgot he was convicted of violence.
Come on, come on.
She tried to snatch a young girl's phone there. So they're really mad? The leftists around here, they're really mad. If it weren't for the line of riot police, they would have charged the procession 3 hours ago. What's really incredible about their fight is that they do it with both a lot of seriousness and a certain nonchalance at the same time. It's true that they're very serious about the organization, and in the way they handle leftist insults, they show something very French, very casual, very ironic. That's what's actually beautiful about them. And that's what makes things difficult for the leftists, actually. It's because they're on their own turf. The turf of slogans, the turf of the street. It smells like tear gas here. Tear gas being sprayed over there.
Hey Vincent, we want to talk to you too. Come over here. What media?
Yeah, it's from my YouTube channel.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm good, we can talk.
Sure, what do you want to say?
I want to say that it's an absolute shame seeing so many neo-Nazi activists marching in Paris when we're supposed to be marching against violence toward women. They only care about violence against French white women, and whose attackers are supposedly presumed to be foreigners. I think it's a shame.
So wait, I can answer you? About the fact that they only expose crimes that are committed by foreigners, that's false. They say it, they say it. The French in prison, foreigners on the plane.
When there are accusations they started, it's false. They've never been involved in that. They say justice for Lola. They don't say justice for all the women who are raped in France. So that's it.
No, wait. It's interesting. Let's talk. There's no problem. We're talking.
Yeah, but there's no discussion when there's a live interview, right?
It's not live. It's not live. But that's too bad.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, I swear to you, that's not what they're saying.
No, not their message. Maybe they have an anti-racist message, but they don't have a message that constantly generalizes or essentializes the immigrant population, etc. Me, I'm from immigration. Am I a potential rapist? No, that's enough.
Let's go over there.
Shame. What you're doing is shameful.
What happened, miss?
We were pushed just for not crossing when the light was green. These men were rough and pushed us even though we did nothing. We're here to defend women's rights. But shame on you. The guy on the left of the man holding the baton, shame on you.
The thing is, there's a protest, and so they have orders.
Yeah, a fascist protest. We're coming for you, we're coming for you.
But actually, they don't want you to get through.
The little man was red. We didn't want to cross. The light was green. Come on, let's go. This is nonsense. Who are you? Who are you?
Who's Vincent Lapierre?
Me, it's me. Nice to meet you.
Get lost.
They're hostile. We're trying to understand what's going on, ma'am.
Well, nothing. We're trying. We're running away from that group of fascists.
There, Nemesis and co. with the RN fascists protected by the police.
Unbelievable. Besides, it was a protest that wasn't authorized. And it's protected by the police.
Unless I'm mistaken, I think it's allowed there.
No. Nemesis's was forbidden.
No, look, they're actually protected precisely.
Yes, of course, they're protected.
It's allowed, otherwise they wouldn't protect them?
Well, yes, of course. No, it's because actually they're afraid there might be clashes with those fascists, that's all. That's why they're protecting them, but it's forbidden.
What would you do to those fascists if you could?
I insult them.
What would you do without police barriers?
Everyone has the right to express themselves, I agree. But the signs they're holding, the things they're saying, it's unacceptable. There are many portraits of left-wing politicians here whom they're accusing of rape. Did you read the signs?
I saw the one with Delogue, yeah.
No, there are others. There's Mélenchon, there's Catanins, but there are plenty. It's all those on the left.
But Quatinin slapped his wife, apparently.
There was no rape. But right, it's violence against women, yes.
It's legit.
Yes, but why do they only target left-wing politicians? Explain it to me!
Because they're right-wing? They own their position?
They're not right-wing, they're far-right. They're fascists. Yeah, right. Because there's no rapists on the right, there's no rapists on the far right. No, but that's enough now.
I don't think that's what they're saying.
But then read their signs. There are only left-wing politicians. If we really want to tackle violence against women, we denounce all politicians. Not just the left-wing ones.
For example, on the right, who would you denounce? Go ahead, you have the floor.
We start with Darmanin on the right. He was actually convicted. Well, no. He was acquitted because... No, the case was dismissed, but dismissal doesn't mean not guilty. I don't know if in legal terms you know that. It's because there wasn't enough evidence. That's it, case dismissed.
Dominant, then?
Actually, the heart of the matter, dear madam, is immigration.
All right, come on, that's enough. I'm done. To them. No.
All right, madam, all right.
We got beat up and tossed out just because we march for something we don't agree with.
She's telling him I'm far right while I let her speak. I didn't even contradict her.
It's 10 o'clock and the protest is coming to an end.
Okay. It's the end of the protest now, all right? Looks like we'll continue with no dialogue. That's unfortunate. What a shame, such misunderstanding. It's a great demonstration. That beautiful flag waving in the wind amazes me.
It was great.
How can we sum up the situation?
Well, you see, there weren't that many actually. That's pretty cool. Compared to last year, it was kind of a mess then. There weren't many of them. It was good.
What's your outlook for France?
I hope things improve. It's going to be complicated, but we'll have to fight.
Yeah, if we keep going like this, we'll make it. We have to keep going, not give up.
We need to come together.
The protests are improving, and we have many more supporters now.
So that's good. It means things are changing. More and more people are becoming aware. Honestly, that's all there is to it.
Awareness is starting to explode in people's eyes. That's good.
People need to be aware and realize what's really going on. That's all.
It's going to work out.
After their shift, 3 officers were assaulted, one of them very violently, and spent the weekend in the hospital.
Why are you here, actually?
Well, I'm a bit bored, honestly, so, no.
Wait, seriously?
It's a shame to use anti-Semitism to promote a far-right agenda.
I am a woman who loves her identity, her country, her nation,